I'm tired of going back and forth with people whose hair looks like this, arguing with me about their curls popping back after they flat down their hair. I'm sick of it. I'm not doing it no more. Ladies, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with y'all about heat damage. I'm just not. It's been so many times that I've gotten into it or went back and forth with people about heat damage. Some stylists and clients. It's inevitable, okay? The more you flat iron your hair, you are going to incur some type of heat damage. I'm not saying your hair is gonna be completely straight really fast, but you will see some form of curl loosening. It could be in one spot, it could be in the back, I mean, it could be wherever. But you are going to see some form of curl loosening with extreme heat. I don't care how much you clarify, how much you use heat protectant, which heat protectant does not protect against heat like people think. It's more of like, it helps to seal down the cuticle, and it's more of like a barrier. So I like to equate it to like basting the scalp before a relaxer. So when you first put the relaxer on, it doesn't really burn, right? And then eventually it'll start burning slower. But if you didn't base on your scalp, it's going to burn your scalp a lot faster. So that's how I look at heat protectant. It lessens the blow of what the heat does, but it's not going to completely stop you from having heat damage. You have to understand that you are sandwiching your hair in between two plates, okay? Hot enough to bake your turkey for Thanksgiving in the oven. People are using anywhere from 300 degrees to 450 degrees on the hair. So with repeat usage of heat, you're going to see some form of damage. Put the flat iron on your skin and see what it does to your skin. You think it's not affecting your hair? And then I get a lot of people that go back and forth with me, well, my curls keep popping back. Okay, well, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Or you get some people that say, well, I only do it like once a year and my curls still look good. I'm sure your hair is not as kinky as it was before you started flat ironing. And you could tell by the roots. So after you wash your hair, you can look at the hair that's closest to your scalp and see if it's any tighter than the hair that's on the ends. And your hair on the ends may still be super curly, but it's not going to be as curly as the hair that's new. And it may take a few rounds of your anniversary flat irons once a year to see the difference, but eventually it's gonna happen. I don't care if you do it once a year. I don't care if you deep condition every single time you do it. Eventually you're going to see a loss in your curl pattern. It takes longer for different people's hair to break down. I have a client, she comes once a year, and to the eye, like if I didn't know her, I would think that's her natural curl pattern. But I could tell that it's loosened up a little bit because of the usage of heat. And I know people say, well, your hair must be clean, squeaky clean. You have to have your hair have a nice balance of protein and moisture in your hair and all of this stuff to make sure your hair is in tip-top shape before you start to apply heat. But it does not matter. Over time, your hair is going to loosen up. It is what it is. Don't argue with me about this because I'm not about to argue with you. And that's on you. Like if you want your hair to be heat trained, that's what they tell people. These stylists out here saying their hair is heat trained. And I don't like when people use that term because that makes people think that they can toggle back and forth between straight and curly. There's three sides to this whole hair thing. A no heat natural, or a natural that use like minimal heat that doesn't use flat irons, that wants to keep the integrity of their curls. You have a natural who periodically flat irons their hair and they're not really tripping about what happens. If they get heat damage, they'll just deal with it. And then you also have the straight natural. She don't give a shit if her hair is straight. The straighter the better, really, because that way, since her bonds have been broken down in her hair, she won't have that reversion like someone who only does it once a year may get, because their hair is still in good health when it comes to being able to revert back. And when we say heat damage, we don't mean that your hair is like completely broke off or ate up looking like rats chewed on it. We're just saying that the bonds in your hair have been broken down to where it does not curl up anymore. That's what we say heat damage is. And you can't get that back. The only way to get it back is to cut your hair. That's it. Go Google heat damage. Go on YouTube, look up heat damage. If you look at the hashtag heat damage, it's a lot of people that showcase their heat damage and show you what it looks like. But I really do wish the stylists would quit telling people that they're heat training their hair. It's not training it, you're heat damaging the hair. And like I said, a lot of people are upset because when they try to wear their curls, they can't because their hair has been broken down so much because they've been flat ironing. And stylists need to keep it real with people. Because, I get people ask me, can you guarantee that I won't get heat damage? I can't guarantee anything. All I know is I'm going to take the proper precautions to lessen the blow of the heat damage. But I can't tell you that when you wash your hair, it's just going to be the same way that it was when you came to me. Now, statistically, hair bounces back a lot, especially if you don't flat iron a lot. You know what I'm saying? It will bounce back, but over time, you will see your hair loosening up a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. And then depending on the integrity of your hair, the makeup of your hair, you may get a flat iron one time and you might get some straight pieces, or you may see that your hair has loosened up, or you may be a person who flat irons, once a month and you still don't see major damage just yet. But over time, it's going to happen. It's going to get looser and or straight in certain spots. I ain't finna argue about it. I think this is the last time I'm even gonna speak about heat damage, because I'm tired of going back and forth. It's your head, do what you wanna do. You're the stylist, tell your client what you wanna tell your client, but I'm not gonna argue with you no more. This is it.